The thing which was like the worst for me was my being slut shamed, because obviously I come from the Muslim community, and the Muslim Orthodox are like, I don't think Hindu Orthodox can match them. And on the ground, even sometimes you can feel the threat on the ground. Though I am a privilege in that sense that my family is so supportive and my family is kind of liberal. It can be because of my family background is defense background. So they are like, you are free, whatever you want to wear, however you want to conduct your life, it's all okay. So, but the slut shame was something which got me for the, it happened twice, and it was like, you feel so bad about it, like you can attack my opinion, you can attack a lot of things, why you are going to so low that you are talking in my about my character in that way and posting my pictures and all. But then I started focusing what I'm fighting for and the cause I am fighting for, and being a few voices over there in public as a Muslim woman, especially as a Muslim Pashmanda women, because most of the voices you hear, you don't hear any Pashmanda Muslim voice, women voice, the lower caste one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought I need, that is so big that this doesn't matter. Let them say whatever they want. I won't pay attention, because my cause and what I want to achieve is far bigger than that. And that's how I started reconciling with this.
I've been shamed for my face so much. I've been told that I'm ugly so many times for so many years that I actually sometimes have to tell myself, like, क्या problem है मेरे शक्ल में? So what is wrong with my face? Like, I have to tell myself that there's nothing so wrong with my face. I don't look so ugly. You know, it's just a birthmark. Okay, fine, I have a birthmark. That's just a birthmark. But apart from that, I have great features. And, you know, I'm not that ugly. I have to remind myself. It has
I'm really
got into
sorry.
my head so much.
Really sorry.
You can't do this balancing act of कि मैं भी extremist, तू भी extremist, हम दोनों extremist. No, who is in power? BJP is in power, and therefore the BJP has to rein in on the BJP, the extremists in this side, and then BJP also has the power and the authority to rein in all other extremists on all sides. So who has the power? They will have to. So I don't fall for this equivalence agreement argument कि उन्होंने भी करा तो इसमें क्या, इसमें बहुत गलत बात है. जो मेजोरिटी में है उनको एक्स्ट्रा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनता है कि आप नहीं करोगे, क्योंकि आप सत्ता में हो और आप मेजोरिटी में हो, तो आप नहीं कर सकते हो हमेशा ये बोलकर कि वो भी करते हैं. वो तो है ही माइनॉरिटी, वो तो है ही गए गुजरे, तो आप क्यों बन रहे हो उनकी तरह? जैसे ओवैसी तो आई टोटली detest OVC and his policies and party politics. He is a bigoted Muslim. He is an orthodox Muslim. He has patriarchal ideas. And he is creating the polarization in the country. He is giving this bad image to the Muslim community that all Muslim communities are extremists and Islamists, and they are all, putting their women in burqa and everything. And they are actually forcing others these politics of. और यहाँ तक तो मैं तो ये भी बोलूंगी, मैं आपके यहाँ पे ये भी ऑन रिकॉर्ड बोलना चाहती हूँ कि जहाँ पे पावर में है ये लोग, वहां पे हम उल्टा लव जिहाद, जो उल्टा वायलेंस देख रहे हैं लव जिहाद के नाम पे, जैसे लव जिहाद के नाम पे वायलेंस हो रहा है और मुस्लिम्स को अटैक किया जा रहा है यूपी में, अगर तो वहां हिंदुओं को अटैक किया जा रहा है हैदराबाद में, तो ये भी हो रहा है. वहां एक मुस्लिम लड़की अगर हिंदू लड़के से बात कर रही है तो जाकर वहां पे हरासमेंट कर रहे हैं मुस्लिम गूंस, तो ये भी हो रहा है. बट सो तो ओवैसी तो यही है. तो आई डोंट एट ऑल सपोर्ट ओवैसी, बट व्हाट वी वाज डिस्कसिंग अर्लियर वाज दैट कि अलग अलग कंट्रीज हैं, हिंदुओं का कंट्री क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए, और इसको डिस्कस करने में भी इतनी परेशानी क्यों है. एक्चुअली मैं मानती हूँ कि किसी भी चीज को डिस्कस करने में कोई परेशानी नहीं होनी चाहिए. एवरीथिंग, नो टॉपिक इज ऑफ द टेबल. If you want to sit down and have a peaceful discussion on should India be a theoretically on paper Hindu country, but which also gives equal rights to everybody across religion, exactly how maybe USA is, or
UK.
maybe UK is, or maybe Dubai is like a lot of the Gulf countries are technically Muslim countries, but Hindus and everybody else have all the rights in those countries. Can we be that? Should we have a discussion on that? Yes, we can have a discussion. No topic is off the discussion. But should we use violence for that? No. Can we do that without causing bloodshed and violence? If yes, why not? I'm nobody to give my expert opinion on that. I'll just say I'm open to talks and discussions. But I will also say that that is not the vision that we had at the time of independence. At the time of independence, we thought, our political forefathers thought, that look, Pakistan wants to be a theocratic state. They want to be a Muslim state. But we want to do better than that. We want to set an example in front of the whole world that despite our diversity, we can keep our diversity and we can be a secular country and we can respect everybody and we can be greater than these petty countries who cannot think beyond religion. I thought that was something admirable. I don't know why it was seen as a bad thing that we became secular. I thought that the complete contrast कि तुम हिंदू बन जा मैं मुसलमान बन जाता हूँ, इसके आगे भी एक दुनिया थी और वो दुनिया क्या थी? वो सेक्युलर दुनिया थी. तुम अपना रखो यार पाकिस्तान, तुम अपना मुसलमान बनो, तुम लोगों को पर्दे में रखो, बुरके में रखो, ब्लास्फेमी का लॉ लगाओ, लोगों को प्रोसिक्यूट करो, तुम रहो अपनी रद्दी जिंदगी में. मुझे तो बेहतर बनना है, मुझे तो अपने देश को बेहतर करना है.
I just want to get Amana on that. Amana, your response to that argument by Sanjukta.
मुझे तो अपनी कंट्री को बेटर बनाना है,
on India and Pakistan. Yeah, please, Sanjukta, can you allow
liberal secular बनाना है.
Okay. Can you allow her 5 minutes?
Yeah, to be fair, instead of following any model which is already in the place, it's always better to get into the dialogues, have conversation on it, and choose the best what you think is also reasonable or feasible for your country. So, like when you talk about the UK, कि UK एक Christian state है, state नहीं है, sorry, एक Christianity को अपने acknowledge करती है. And when you talk about the Dubai, both are not same. The kind of liberalism you will see in the UK is on a different parameter. I think even India को अभी बहुत साल लगेंगे वहां तक पहुंचने में. जो society
तो हमें क्या बनना है? तो right wing के हिसाब से
let her complete. Let her complete. No. You spoke 5 minutes. Can she speak 5 minutes? You can come back after.
Sure. No. So, okay, sure. Go ahead.
Specifically, the society I'm seeing in the London right now. मैं दुबई में भी रही हूँ और मैं अभी लंदन में हूँ फिलहाल. तो दुबई में भी आपको as a lifestyle हर freedom है. As a woman, whatever you want to wear, you can go and have alcohol at certain place. Even pork is available for the non-Muslims. But then there come certain rules which is very misogynistic. If you are unmarried, you cannot be pregnant there. They will deport you. You cannot have sex if you are unmarried. People do that. They go to hotel. Nobody asks them. That's a very different thing. But legally, you cannot do that. So they have a quasi-Islamic law, which they have adopted from French, because I have been reading also about it. तो उन्होंने French के humanitarian को मिला करके और Islamic values को मिला करके एक तरह का law create किया हुआ है. जब यहाँ की हम बात करते हैं ब्रिटेन की, बहुत ही डिफरेंट है. यहाँ पे रियल में लिबरल आइडिया को प्रैक्टिस करने की जगह दी जाती है. वो लिबरलिज्म इस हद तक है कि जहाँ इस्लामिस्ट को भी बोला जाता है, यू कैन स्पीक, वी वोंट कट यू शॉर्ट, बट वी विल फाइट यू आइडियोलॉजिकल बैटल. At the same time, state is very, very responsible when it comes to tackle these issues of Islamism on the ground, because they see that there is a problem. So they have certain values where they are saying you can even criticize our religion. हम Christianity को acknowledge करते हैं, but आपको जितना ridicule करना है आप कर सकते हैं. Nobody is going to kill you. But the same time, Muslim here also are not getting to accept that. अगर कुछ भी बात की जाए against Muslim religion के, same response, same protest, LGBTQ को नहीं पढ़ा सकते ऐसे schools में, जबकि
You mean to say London में?
Yeah, in the UK around. तो यहाँ भी मुस्लिम सोसाइटी की जो रिगिडनेस है वो नहीं खत्म हो रही है. बट जो लेवल ऑफ द फाइट है ब्रिटिश सोसाइटी का, वो लेवल अपना डाउन नहीं कर रहे हैं. तो मैं संजुक्ता की इस बात से अग्री करूंगी कि विदाउट गेटिंग डाउन टू योर लेवल, स्टिक टू इट एंड देन फाइट फ्रॉम दैट पोजिशन. I would totally agree with that. But the problem is that ये फाइट जिसको करनी थी वो फेल हो गए, क्योंकि उन्होंने फाइट करने के बजाय उनको अकोमोडेट कर लिया उस वैल्यू के साथ। अगर नहीं किया होता तो हम फेल नहीं होते। अब जो लोग फाइट कर रहे हैं, I keep seeing ki what kind of values they are bringing. I don't see a lot of worrying thing. Yes, there are certain things like abhi jo Besharam song pe kiya, that was like hilarious, ridiculous. I don't know how this is happening in India. It should not be. But the UCC, like the state ke jo policies hain, I don't have any problem with that. जब वो UCC की बात करते हैं तो I like that idea.
मैंने तो, और ये मैं अभी आपके यहाँ आपसे बात कर रही हूँ इसलिए नहीं बोल रही हूँ, ये मैं 15 साल से अपने ब्लॉग पे लिखती आ रही हूँ ना। तो मुझे हिजाब I don't support hijab and I support UCC. I've been saying the same thing for the last 15 years on my blogs on Twitter. लोगों को आजकल पता चल रहा है, लोगों को लगता है मैं नया बोल रही हूँ, नया नहीं बोल रही हूँ। यूसीसी तो हमेशा से होना चाहिए था। जिस दिन भारत आजाद हुआ था उसी दिन यूनिफॉर्म सिविल कोड हो जाना चाहिए था। देश में कोई रिलीजियस कोड होना ही नहीं चाहिए था। I don't know why it did not happen. It should happen.
Amna, you need to give a virtual hug to Sanjukta on this because you're a very strong votary of UCC.
मैं तो ये भी कहने को तैयार हूँ कि चलो
left of center UCC.
ये भी मैं कह सकती हूँ कि जब मैं देखती हूँ कि ठीक है, I can acknowledge all the problem BJP bring on the table because no political party is going to be मतलब बिना किसी फ्लॉज के, बट मुझे उनका शिट सबसे कम शिट लगता है in the current time. Though I am not very politically supporter of them, but the policies wise a lot of thing I find very right कि ये तो इंडिया को चाहिए ही चाहिए. And plus I can see they are also moderating a lot of stuff because आप solely अकेले इस दुनिया में नहीं रह सकते हो. Geopolitics is a thing. So Modi government is recognizing that thing. That was the reason Nupur Sharma was had to resign. Though I don't know how to say about it.
Yeah, in fact, exactly. So see, even I would not have a problem with BJP if they stop doing the entire Hindu Muslim politics. अगर बंद कर देना ये और ये डेवलपमेंट की बातें करें, इकोनॉमी की बातें करें, क्योंकि मेरी तरफ से ऑल पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज आर मोर और लेस द सेम. वो सभी लोग इकोनॉमी की वही बातें करते हैं, जॉब क्रिएशंस की वही बातें करते हैं, वही बुलेट ट्रेन बनाना. ये पूरा देश एक दिन में कंट्री बनता नहीं है, तिनका जोड़कर ही बनता है. ईंट पे ईंट रखकर ही आपकी नेशन बिल्डिंग होगी. तो नेशन बिल्डिंग देश जिस दिन से आजाद हुआ था उस समय से लेकर हर सरकार की कुछ ना कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन रही है. ऑल दीज आइडियाज ऑफ द इंडिया वाज इन द ब्लैक होल एंड देन सडनली इमर्ज्ड विद मिस्टर मोदी इन 2014. हमने तो आंख ही अब खोला है, हम तो पैदा ही अब हुए हैं 2014 में. दीज आर ऑल बुलशिट. मिस्टर मोदी से पहले ऐसा कोई देश का कोई ऐसा एस्पेक्ट ऑफ द कंट्रीज गवर्नेंस, be it any field, space research, any field, there is no field known to humankind that has been in which we don't have a footstep before 2014. In every aspect of humankind, India have had a footsteps before 2014. Some great, some not so great, and we would add on to it. Future governments would keep adding on to it, be it BJP, be it Congress.
Yeah, but
fundamental difference is the ideological difference of the religion and the culture, and the conservative and the liberal ideologies is where the fundamental difference is. And if the BJP is actually going to tone it down on these, I wouldn't even have so much of actual issue with them. If they would show us, if Mr. Modi had at all in the last 8 years shown an example where he is really going to severely crack down on violence against Muslims perpetuated by VHP, Bajrang Dal, and other RSS and affiliated goons, and these Gorakshas and these mob lynchings and all of these day-to-day hate speeches, these television Hindu-Muslim debates, this atmosphere of hate and violence, इसको tone down करने की जरा सा भी अगर इच्छा होती, intention होती, तो मैं वाकई में मुझे लगता कि नहीं, ठीक है, इनको करने दो थोड़ा सा रूल. Let it. I'm not a supporter of any party ruling for any state for more than 10-15 years, to be honest. When Tripura was going into elections, and I got so much trolled for it. When Tripura, was it Tripura? Yeah, I think it was Tripura. Tripura was going into election. I was like, 35 years CPM has ruled there. It's high time there is a change of regime. Even if that is BJP, I don't mind. Let there be a change of regime. Let there be a new party. Let there be new people. You need new people, new party to come into the politics to.
Sanjukta, I'll just get a reply from Amna on that.
Huh?
I'll just get a reply from Amna on that.
Okay, well, let me finish. But Amna, you agreed to me, and I just want to add on to that. हमें ये नहीं जाना है कि पास्ट में हम हिंदू राष्ट्र नहीं बन पाए, हमने सेक्युलरिज्म चूज कर लिया, वो हमसे बड़ी गलती हो गई, तो इसीलिए अब हमें हिंदू राष्ट्र बनना है, अब हमें दुबई की तरह बनना है, पाकिस्तान की तरह बनना है और ईरान की तरह बनना है। क्यों? अब हमें इंडोनेशिया बनना है, क्यों? हमें हम ही रहना है। और ये भी एक और चीज है कि partition के टाइम में जो मुस्लिम families did not choose Pakistan, I'll tell you, those were the actually progressive, rational, sort of atheistic, sort of more modern Muslim families, and they did not want to go for Pakistan because they did not want to become a part of a theocratic state, and they thought we will stay in India, our lives will be like the life of Afghanistani people in the 40s when British was there, or the life of Iran before the Islamic revolution over there, where Muslim women could wear whatever they wanted to wear. Every freedom was there. Our Muslims, like Indian Muslims, they at the time of independence thought that we will be like that. Unfortunately, I don't know who did that, and I don't have a very, I mean, I know partly, but it's a very larger issue and to talk about, कि वो कौन सा किस तरह से ये हुआ कि पूरी की पूरी मुसलमान कम्युनिटी देश की जो है वो पिछड़ता गया, वो यूं सिकुड़ता गया। वो जो एक खुला सा ब्रॉडर उनका आउटलुक था जिसकी वजह से वो इस देश में रहे, वो आउटलुक जो वो था उनका, वो धीरे धीरे वो सिकुड़ता गया। वो अपने आइडेंटिटी को प्रोटेक्शन के चक्कर में वो वापस अपना बुर्का हिजाब पहन लो और अपने घर में रहो और हिंदुओं से बात मत करो और चार दफा नमाज पढ़ो और अपनी आइडेंटिटी को यूं पकड़ के रखो कि पता नहीं क्या, फिर सलमान रुश्दी को अटैक करो और जो ही मुसलमानों के बारे में कुछ बोले उसको मार दो, काट दो। This entire, this fear mongering that our identity is in khatra, Musliman are in khatra from the Hindu majority, and now the Hindu majority is in khatra from the Muslim minority. This entire is also, a lot of these are done by politically motivated groups, to be honest.
So
And
can I get in, Amna, now?
Yeah,
the thing is that
yeah.
this is very surprising when I talk to my liberal Hindu friends. I do see that they have a lot of confusion about the Muslim, that kind of question, ki aisa kyun hua, and they don't have answer. But the same time, when I will talk to an RSS man, he will have all the answer. He will tell me exactly the point. They are far more interested knowing Muslim than the liberal Hindu. Liberal Hindu has an idea of Muslim. They say mostly they go to elite Muslim families and they say, okay, this is the.
Absolutely, we totally agree. And this idea is very. This idea is this.
Sanjukta, let her complete. Sanjukta, 3 minutes.
I would like to know. I would like to invite those liberal Hindus.
What is this idea, though? I mean, what is this idea that the liberal Hindus have?
Yeah, the liberal Hindu, they see them to protect, to someone to protect. The lesser evolved human being, they will take time, but they will go there. They do not understand from where the problems come from, their theological perspective, their conservative perspective, how they see. What is the, like, you accuse a lot of time the Hindu community of having a lot of biases against the Muslims, but you don't know how much the bias Muslim community have for the majority, how much hatred they carry on, how much stereotype they have for the majority. You don't understand their misogyny, from where it is coming from, how it is different from the Hindu community. The Hindu community patriarchy is a lot of time is not coming from religion. It also come from a feudal structure. That's why it's far easier to remove the ghungat rather than hijab. You won't find Hindu women living in a metro city wearing or donning the ghungat. It's easier, far easier, but you will find the Muslim women will live even in the London, in the UK, even still she will don the hijab and burqa thing. So because there is a religious interpretations sanction on it, so there is some different in the both community, their structure, their mindset. Liberal Hindu does not want to understand, and there is a certain kind of threat, Abrahamic trait. It's not only the Muslim, I'm talking about all the Abrahamic, even Christianity and Judaism, not Judaism though, and Muslim, they possess against the paganism, because Hindu comes into the pagan religion. They basically there has been written a lot in our scripture about the Hindus also. So those sort of the thing RSS guys understand far better. Though sometimes they go into their bigoted view, they are not ready to accept that changes are happening, and the way we have to tackle those issues should be more moderated, should be more nuanced. वो उनका problem हो सकता है, but they are far more familiar than the Hindu liberal. They should be familiar. I was working with this lady, I won't take her name, in think tank. So she was like so pro. She used to find me very like, you are being so harsh on your community. And then I had to take interview of a professor in जामिया में, जो कौन सा यूनिवर्सिटी है वहां पे, इस्लामिक यूनिवर्सिटी. दिस इज
जामिया मिलिया
इस्लामिया. तो because we wanted to gather the information from women professors and all, and she wouldn't feel comfortable going there. And I said, when you talk about so much Muslim and you are not even comfortable to go to the educated, among the educated Muslim, they are not the ghetto में रहने वाले educated Muslim, वहां उसको comfortable नहीं हो रहा था. She was being so. तो मैंने कहा, when you guys don't even know them, you can't. Even RSS people go into the ghetto of Muslim and help sometime. जब वो उनका एक है ना, एक विंग है, काम करता है, जब वो कोई बुरा दिन आता है तो वो जाकर वहां उनसे, उनके साथ बैठ के बात करके हेल्प कराते हैं. And you being a liberal, not being able to go to the university to talk to the Muslim, it says a lot, the problem where it resides. So I would like liberal Hindu to come on the table and talk to the Muslim like us, because we can give you insight. We are trying to be not biased here. We do not hate our identity. We want them to reform, but we see the nuances in the problem. Like, just you were talking about the Congress. Look, the Congress ka entire hijab and uspe tha ki women can wear the whatever they want. Yes, they can. Women can even smoke, but at least you will say the smoke is the harmful your health just as much as is harmful for the men. That you will give the information. So in the Congress, in the Rajasthan Congress does this thing, like उनका है कि अगर आपके पूरे के पूरे गांव में औरतों ने अगर घूंघट उतार दिया तो we will give you 25 lakhs rupees for this village and you can use it for your whatever the purpose you want to, for गांव का भला करने के लिए. But they will not bring any such policy for the Muslim women. They will not touch it. They will not even talk about it. And all they will say, इनका बुर्का और वो हिजाब भी इनका राइट है, राइट टू चॉइस है, वो फ्रीडम. लिबरलिज्म की जब बात मुस्लिम में आती है तो उनके कंजर्वेटिव आइडिया को प्रैक्टिस करना ही लिबरलिज्म बन जाता है. Which is not the same for the Hindu. जब कांग्रेस उनके बारे में बात करती है.
And that's not even liberalism. That's not even liberalism. Liberalism does not tell you that you have to keep quiet about the conservative religious ideas of the certain minority community because they are minority community.
Exactly.
Liberalism is at its very essence in anti-religion ideology, because it came from the Enlightenment time during the 16th, 17th century, along with scientific revolution. And it was a revolt against the church and the orthodoxy of the church and the monarchs. Yeah. So, and the church was used to control the king, and the king used to control the state, the citizens at that time. So liberalism has to speak against religion across the board, all religious identities.
Any religious at the same time has to give the platform to religious people to speak their side. And
sit down on a
That's
table.
That's the beauty of the liberalism.
But don't say that, oh, hijab is a woman's choice. First of all, I mean, we don't disagree on any of the things that you just said. I completely agree with everything that you just said. I have personally been to these kind of, first of all, I've written openly against a famous feminist activist, Flavia Agnes, when she was taking a stand in support along with the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. This was during the Triple Talaq case, I think, or some other case. This was just like 2016, where I was so appalled to see that here is a Muslim, here is a feminist who is saying the same thing that the Muslim Personal Law Board is saying. And she's also advocating that the Muslim women do not go to the formal courts of the country and rather should go to these Darul Qazas to get their problems resolved, their matrimonial problems resolved. And Supreme Court has declared these courts as non they are like no valid, not valid. Supreme Court has said these courts have no validity and their decisions cannot be in any way have any kind of validity. So when Supreme Court has said that this is not a legal body and does not stand valid, why would a feminist encourage Muslim women to not go to the formal institution of the country? The entire feminist movement was about gender mainstreaming, which is bringing the women to the mainstream and not keep them protected in some form of a cocoon. But the entire idea of the Muslim community's reforms, even the liberals who have worked on the Muslim reforms have worked on the assumption that they should remain within these darul or whatever, within these family courts, these cocoon, these religiously sanctioned courts, etc. And I've openly written about this. I've completely criticized Ramya Agnes for this. I've written about directly to her Facebook page and all that. I have personally, during these, these mob lynching cases when they were happening, and I traveled to South India, UP, Haryana, different Muslim communities in different states, even Bengal. And I think it was UP, and both in UP and another place, two places, I actually stood up in front of the whole crowd and I said, where are the women? I mean, it's a community meeting. और आपकी सभी महिलाएं कहाँ हैं? There is not a single woman in the community meeting. We've called for a community meeting and the meeting is only attended by the men. And I stood there and I said, where are the women? And the other people in my team like nudging me and saying, ki, this is not the time to talk about gender and women. I'm like, all place is a good place to talk about, and all time is a good time to talk about gender and women. And that's the whole reason I will even talk about anything political.
That's why when I see women in Shaheen Bagh, so I know that they are using women now, because you cannot give them equal right, but you can use them when you want for your political benefit. And that's the thing I understand as a Muslim women, and that makes me sad and angry at the same time. So it's been like I have been watching so many women going through so much, and even asking these questions, ki why as a Indian Muslim women, I am not equal to Indian Hindu women. Like you always, all the people fight Muslims को भी उतने ही right दो, उतने ही right दो. तुम उनकी औरतों को तो उतने right नहीं दे रहे जितने इंडियन हिंदू को दे रहे हो. तो कहाँ गई हमारी इक्वालिटी?
मैंने इसके बारे में किताब में लिखा है, जो हमारी किताब पब्लिश हुई थी, उसमें मेरा एक पूरा का पूरा चैप्टर है, उसमें यही है वो. And this entire thing is based upon double marginalization that the Muslim community, I have myself noticed happening, and I have spoken about it directly in the face of the Muslim community, the men of the Muslim community. I told them that you cannot stand here and talk about asking for equal rights from the state in the public sphere when you are not giving equal rights to the women within the private sphere. You
also, the thing about Indian Muslim, that Indian Muslim are divided into the caste. The elite Muslim, they are mostly not very worried about us, because I come from the Pashmanda community, lower caste Muslim, because they have no attachment to us. We are just the bhed.
I'm concerned, yaar. I have a lot of attachment. You're my best friend.
I know, but I'm just saying.
आजकल मैंने बहुत कम, मतलब इस, और एक और मैं आपको बात बताऊं, from an academic perspective, आज तक जो लिबरल इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं, जो लेफ्ट साइड के आते हैं, और मैंने कई बार इस पे पूरा का पूरा जेस्टोर और टेलर एंड फ्रांसिस और जितने जो एकेडमिक वेबसाइट्स हैं, रिपोजिटरीज हैं, छान मारा है. And there has not been enough research on these questions. Now, one of these questions I have repeatedly looked for is, do really Muslim women want to wear hijab? I have repeatedly wanted to look it up. Statistically, देश में कितने प्रतिशत महिलाएं होंगी, मुस्लिम महिलाएं, जो हाँ अपने मर्जी से हिजाब पहनती है. हम देखते हैं कि जब मैं कर्नाटका जाती हूँ तो मैं देखती हूँ कि झुंड में लड़कियां कॉलेज जा रही हैं, सबके सब हिजाब पहनकर. मैं जानना चाहती हूँ कि क्या इन पे रिलीजियस और फैमिली प्रेशर नहीं है, इसीलिए पहन रहे हैं, या क्या सभी को इतना अच्छा लगता है पहनना? I mean, I can't think of why would women want to wear it.
Because they are taught in a certain way.
Yeah. And the point is that the academics, the feminists in the years that has been gone by, women's studies have not done any research on these questions. They've not done research on the question of the Muslim, the Deobandi patriarchy. So there is a research paper on Deobandi patriarchy which talks about how misogynist and orthodox the Deobandi community's teachings are towards the matrimonial issues of the Muslim. I wanted to know कि भाई ये सिर्फ पेपर में ही है या सच में लोग इसको मानते भी है कि देश में कितने ऐसे मुसलमान हैं जो इस देवबंदी पेट्रियार्की को फॉलो करते हैं. मुझे इसके बारे में कोई तथ्य नहीं मिला. तो मैं जब समझना भी आपने बोला ना कि लिबरल हिंदू समझते नहीं है, हम समझते इसलिए नहीं किए क्योंकि हमने पढ़ाई नहीं करी ना उसके बारे में. इसको पूरा ऐसे पूरा डोर मतलब दरवाजा बंद करके रखा हुआ है ना उस कम्युनिटी पे पूरा. तो ना तो जर्नलिस्टिक स्टडीज हुए हैं, ना तो एकेडमिक स्टडीज हुए हैं, ना कोई पर्सनल लाइफ नैरेटिव्स है. आप जैसी few women, and then there's not even women who are coming out and talking about it, writing about their life stories. There's not even life narratives. The other day I asked on Twitter कि भाई कोई देश में एक एथिस्ट मुसलमान नहीं है जो एक किताब लिखे कि मैंने इसलिए अपनी धर्म छोड़ दी. हिंदू लोगों ने लिखा, क्रिश्चियन ने लिखा कि this is why I am not a Christian, why I left Christianity, why I left Hinduism, why I am not even a this is Hindu woman who says I'm not a Hindu woman. Isn't there a Muslim who would write a book saying why am
I? There have been Ali Rizvi.
There was this one who was actually a Pakistani person, who was not a Hindu Indian.
Ali Rizvi is from Pakistani background.
But Sanjukta, there is a YouTuber. There's a YouTuber, ex-Muslim Sahil.
Ex-Muslim Sahil थे. फिर मुझे उस दिन उस ट्वीट के बाद आप लोगों को भी शायद मेरा नाम पता चला होगा और मुझे फिर काफी लोगों ने YouTube में से फिर बहुत सारे ऐसे मेरे पास लिस्ट भेजा गया कि हाँ ये लोग हैं जिन्होंने जो एक्स मुस्लिम्स हैं. तो आई थॉट कि ठीक है, ओके.
For the disclaimer, we are not ex-Muslim. We believe we are Muslim.
Okay.
But obviously we want a society where someone like ex-Muslim is not killed, right? We may disagree strongly with him, but he's not killed, and that's the way Christian societies have evolved, just the way Hindus are, that you can be critical of the faith and the person just allowed. So that reformation, that we are much behind the steps, So that is the thing what we want. There's a question I have for both Amana and
pause
Sanjukta.
1 second? My phone is low on battery.
Okay.
Can I just pause and just put on the charger?
Sure.
Yeah,
because the phone is.
So I have a question both for Amana and Sanjukta, and I'm really enjoying this interaction between both of you. So please, speak most. But only thing, Sanjukta, once you finish 2-3 minutes, uske baad dusre bande ko uninterrupted de dijiye aap. Theek hai? So for perception matters, right? So Amna, as a public intellectual, you're looked as right of the center, and Sanjukta has looked at left of the center. So, but both of you, of course, being women in public sphere, you guys get trolled, right? So Amna, if you could discuss incidents of the trolling you've gone through, the body shaming, look shaming, ideological, sometimes attack as a Muslim. What are some of the comments? How have you responded? And share that experience with us, and then Sanjukta can take us. So first, Amna, you.
So yeah, I have been going through fat shaming, body shaming. Then वो तो बहुत ही छोटी चीजें हैं. Then sometime, and it comes from a very good intention also. Like you look so pretty. If you will reduce some weight, you will.
Yeah, I know all about it.
So how to tell them that yes, thank you very much, but this is not the. Words I was looking for. You could have just said like it's nice or whatever. I don't need your advice. But ठीक है, अभी लोग इतना concept समझते नहीं हैं इन चीजों का. That's the thing which was like the worst for me was my being slut shamed, because obviously I come from the Muslim community and the Muslim Orthodox are like, I don't think Hindu Orthodox can match them. And on the ground even, sometimes you can feel the threat on the ground. Though I am a privilege in that sense that my family is so supportive and my family is kind of liberal. It can be because of my family background is defense background. So they are like, you are free, whatever you want to wear, however you want to conduct your life, it's all okay. So, but the slut shame was something which got me for it happened twice, and it was like, you feel so bad about it. Like you can attack my opinion, you can attack a lot of things. Why you are going to so low that you are talking in my about my character in that way and posting my pictures and all. But then I started focusing what I'm fighting for and the cause I am fighting for, and being a few voices over there in public as a Muslim women, especially as a Muslim Pashmanda women, because most of the voices you hear, you don't hear any Pashmanda Muslim voice, women voice, the lower caste one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought I need, that is so big that this doesn't matter. Let them say whatever they want. I won't pay attention, because my cause and what I want to achieve is far bigger than that. And that's how I started reconciling with this. So now, and then you also get attacked for your Muslim name or being Muslim, which I am not ashamed of. And I see that being a Muslim, I can have a liberal lifestyle, because Islam has been hijacked by this political narrative, this mullahs and all. If I follow the Islam, it has been given a lot of exit route to you. I mean, there is a guideline, but there is an exit route for you for everything. The main thing is that you have to follow you have to believe in shahada, that's it. Even Muslim people don't pray, which is like 5 pillars, and it's fine. Nobody penalized for them for that. So when I realize those things, so I'm very fine being Muslim. I do not want to be any kind of ex-Muslim and go there. I just want to find a way where you can be Muslim and live in this democratic society, following and accepting that those democratic values as well. So yeah, then there are like extreme right wing. If I will criticize sometime, like if you are doing whatever they are doing, the Bajrang Dal with on the Besharam Rang, it's absolutely ridiculous. It bring a shame to you as Indian. So you will criticize that, and then your name becomes so prominent for them. It's fine, you can go by it, but whenever you do that, you actually make, ridicule yourself basically, because now you are showing that you are bigoted towards an identity, not towards the people who are having certain ideas, because they can have a problem with a lot of Muslim who are conservative, who are having wrong, who are hypocrite. I am not the one. I'm very out there. I'm asking for the Muslim the same thing Hindu have. No appeasement and no extra punishment. Just treat them the way you treat Hindu, and let them be the equal citizen. That's all I'm asking for. So even you have a problem because I'm the only Muslim, I have a Muslim identity, then it shows your bigotry, not mine. So that's how I've been reconciling with it. And बाकी तो कितना पढ़ोगे, पढ़ने का भी time नहीं मिलता है basically.
Does this trolling happen to you on Twitter? It's mostly on Twitter.
Twitter and Facebook post, like some people even made this big Facebook post putting my picture there, that बेशरम है and ये है इसका character, इसलिए इसको Muslim. Because basically I am talking about those issues about Muslim women. It's not because I want to tackle some issues, because I want to have a very indecent lifestyle basically. So that's also how you get discredited in Muslim community. And I'm like, I have my lifestyle. I have all the freedom in the world. I'm well educated. I have a job. मुझे अपने लिए तो फाइट लड़नी नहीं है, बल्कि मैं चुप रहूंगी ना और अपनी जिंदगी जीऊंगी. I would be more happy and peaceful.
Yeah,
this
but
fight
you're
I'm
doing it for a
fighting.
cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This fight I'm fighting for those women I see every day, and nobody is speaking for them.
That's absolutely admirable. That's absolutely admirable. Really, we need people, brave women like you. This conversation entire shows that how much we need to know about both these sides, so-called, need to know about each other, and there has to be this mixing and डब्बे में डाल के खंगाल दो सबको, that is required. ये अलग अलग आइलैंड्स में बैठे हैं, मैं हिंदू हूँ, मैं मुस्लिम हूँ, मैं ये हूँ, मैं वो हूँ, और सब एक दूसरे पे पत्थर फेंक रहे हैं वहां बैठ कर. तो what we need to do is come and get, that's the whole my idea is about about India. I mean, that was one of your you guys had a list of questions, and one of the question was that
Sanjukta, we'll go that to the last. I want your anecdotal thing about
this
trolling.
Let's talk about this trolling. So it's absolutely admirable that you have been holding on to your views and your space despite these trolling that you faced. I have faced more fat shaming. I've faced body shaming, but not fat shaming. Yes, bhais and moti and all that they will say, but more shaming that I get is to my teeth, to my shape of my portrait teeth and my birthmark. So there has been like I cannot even count, and it has been so much that's now become a funny thing for me. it has turned into a joke for me now, because like, they will give me names like bottle opener, Favada, JCB, gadda khodne aa jao mere ghar mein, because I have potted teeth. And then they like, daant dikha do, dentist check karwa lo. Every time I'll make a tweet, they'll say these things. And the interesting thing is that I get the same kind of trolling towards my body, my teeth, birthmark, etc., from the very anonymous, orthodox, violent Muslim handles on Twitter and the Hindu handles. And both these handles, let me give you the disclaimer, we don't know who they are. Are they human beings? Are they bots? Are they being hired by some party to do this? I don't know. I don't know, because they're all anonymous handles. And they are either Muslim handles or they're Kattar Hindus or Kattar Muslims. And they equally troll me half the time when I say something about hijab or UCC, etc. If I say something, I have said something about Zaira Wasim when she gave apni dharm ka hawala deke, she said, I'm quitting Bollywood. I said that it is a terrible example that she is setting in front of people, in front of young Muslims, to say, young Muslim women, to say that she can't have a career because of her religion. And I was trolled like anything. And I remember how much these people trolled Zaira also, how much they trolled Pathan, what's his name, the cricketer, his wife.
Irfan Pathan.
Because she was apparently not fully covered. Then how much they trolled.
No, I don't think that was Irfan Pathan. It must have been Mohammed Kaif or Zahir Khan. Anyways, we get the gist.
Somebody, Irfan Pathan's wife.
They troll his wife because she was in a burqa, but she had nail polish only.
Okay, all right.
So let us for a moment acknowledge, and I would like to also interview you, Amna, for my PhD also later about this trolling, because I'm also taking women's interviews on trolling. So, but this trolling thing is extremely, extremely problematic. We have been normalizing it by telling ourselves these things that, okay, I have to be brave, I have to, because I'm doing it for a cause, but it takes a toll on our mental health. I will tell you honestly, I've been shamed for my face so much. I've been told that I'm ugly so many times for so many years that I actually sometimes have to tell myself, क्या problem है मेरे शक्ल में? So what is wrong with my face? Like, I have to tell myself that there's nothing so wrong with my face. I don't look so ugly. It's just a birthmark. Okay, fine, I have a birthmark. That's just a birthmark. But apart from that, I have great features. And, I'm not that ugly. I have to remind myself. It has got into my head so much that I have to remind myself. And most of these have come from the so-called Hindutva trolls. Again, we don't know who they are, anonymous accounts on Twitter. A lot of these have also come from Muslim trolls, so-called, right-wing Muslims. But I don't think it should be normalized. I think we need to speak up against it. And my PhD pertains to it. And one of the things that I'm finding out in my PhD is that even the bravest of the women who do face the trolling and don't leave Twitter or Facebook, or don't stop making their political opinions, at least they tone it down. At least they tell me कि मैं थोड़ा बहुत avoid करती हूँ कुछ topic को, या मैं कुछ words को avoid करती हूँ, कुछ language change कर देती हूँ. तो वो भी तो, we are losing out on our freedom of speech, even if I am making any kind of compromises on what I want to say in the public sphere. That means I am losing my space. I'm losing my political opinion.
Yeah. Just this thought came to me. It's also a tool to restrict your freedom of speech. I mean, Muslim has this thing, they will kill if you talk about certain thing. So even in the democracy, this is the problem. Like when we talk about blasphemy in Britain, so we say that this is a tool to say that you have a freedom of speech, but you can only have this much freedom of speech. You cannot go into this space. Even then, state has allowed you. So because you cannot legally stop them, so they have created this tool to stop your freedom, to practice your freedom of speech. Yeah.
That's absolutely right. That's exactly what is the topic of my PhD is also connected directly. I'm directly connecting trolling to a woman's political voice, because when you troll someone, when you troll a woman, It's women, it's not just women, even men are trolled, but my thesis is restricted to women. But when you troll someone, what you are doing is you are affecting that person's freedom of speech, as simple as that. Even if you are giving them one abuse, that is taking away their free speech. So it's a tool to attack the free speech of the person.
Absolutely. Also, what I can
I
see
was
here is, I mean,
I was
someone,
even I was even bully app and Sulli by the they
Oh
put
my
me
God,
there.
seriously?
yeah.
Oh my God, you were one of those girls who were.
Yeah,
I'm
we
so
filed a
sorry about it.
cyber police complaint with
I'm so
Jaipur police.
sorry about it. And
Ah.
here you are. Look at you. I mean, here you are, a center of right of center Muslim women, and you are not spared. I mean, I don't know what to say to
Just
you.
just goes to show that anti-woman sentiments are across the spectrum, left or
That is
right,
true.
right?
That is across the spectrum. That's
But
also
I
part
want
of.
to take a moment here to basically just pay my admiration to both of you on that front, to be public intellectuals in the face of such wrath, such nonsense, such gutter language. So my salam and my massive respects to both of you there. That's certainly, we're not debating that at all. So there's no argument there. Lastly, I would want this to go on for hours, but we are, short of time, and this is now
I
gone into
know.
a marathon thing. The last we had was with JSI, which went on for 2 hours. So I think we'll have to, put this in two things. But lastly, to two incredible women, right of center, Indian left of center, starting with you, Amna, and then Sanjukta, you can wrap up. But we are short of time now, so just 2 to 3 minutes. Amna, uh, as a fiercely patriotic Indian Muslim woman who's shaping up the intellectual discourse in India amongst the top 100 in her own way, and then Sanjukta also, even though we may agree on some things, disagree something, coming from a very patriotic family where father was in the Navy and fighting for Muslim women rights, what is your idea of India?
My idea of India. Okay, that's like it's very difficult question for me. So I think I have been living that idea in entire my life, because it's a privilege to born in India and have friends from across the different religion, and all kind of sort of friends you have. The Sikh, the Hindu, the even sometime Parsi. Jews kabhi mere friend nahi rahe. I didn't get that chance. But so many people, and they have a different values, but you can coexist. And it just happened by the way you grow. Nobody teaches you, and still you feel that human connection, and that connection of being Indian. So for me, that Indian identity always played a role, because for me, an Indian Hindu would be it will feel more familiar than a Pakistani Muslim, or even a Muslim from Dubai. So I never had this problem to believe in Ummah rather than believing in this identity of Indian. Because when we talk about the Indian, there's a regional uh, culture, but there is an Indian culture. So culturally, you are very connected. The kind of food you like, that person also likes. The kind of mindset you have, you also understand that their mindset. It's a different kind of connection. You can't just get away from it. So that is there. I am patriotic, but in my patriotism, there is a humanity. So when I want to protect my state, because I don't want my state to go the way Afghanistan went or the Syria went, because when your border is safe, you as a citizen with a lot of problems still at far better position than those nations who are like totally destroyed, which get totally destroyed. So that's why I believe that we should be patriotic and nationalist at some डिग्री, बिकॉज अगर आपका देश है सुरक्षित, तो उसके अंदर जो इंडिविजुअल हैं, उनके जो हित हैं, वो भी आप सुरक्षित कर सकते हैं, उसके लिए फाइट कर सकते हैं. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि आपको आपके स्टेट की हर बात माननी है. You have to have your own reasoning and mindset to see that you can accept something or you want to fight against it. And we are lucky enough to born in this democratic nation, and lucky enough for our political leader in past जिन्होंने ये इसका न्यू रखा कि we now have this setup that you can exist with all your differences, you can fight against the state by all the right means, and have a decent lifestyle. You have all the opportunity also here. I know I listen a lot of time that the Muslim get discriminated, but the same time we don't acknowledge how Muslims are not even getting proper education. जब आपको एजुकेशन में ही नहीं जाओगे तो आपको जॉब कैसे मिलेगी? एंड सेइंग दैट वी आर डिस्क्रिमिनेटेड इज नॉट ओनली द राइट वे. इट कैन बी हैपन, होता भी होगा, मैं ऐसा नहीं कह रही नहीं होता है, बट यू स्टिल हैव ऑल द अपॉर्चुनिटी. दैट्स व्हाई यू आर प्लेइंग इन नेशनल इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम. That's how you are in a superstar in Bollywood. That's how you can become APJ Kalam. So there are opportunities for you. You can grab it. And your identity doesn't make much difference. Slightly difference at some level. After a point, it doesn't make any difference. So for me, idea of India is like so many things. Like I can't explain in a 2 minute
Sure.
dialogue. Yeah.
But you explained it amazingly well. Sanjukta, what about you?
So okay, so my idea, like very close to what Amna said. I resonate a lot of the things that she said, that exactly how I have lived my life as I grew up. I'm 45 now, and I grew up in the 80s, 90s, and I've seen India opening up to the whole world, the economic liberalization, the foreign companies coming, and now I want. And throughout these days, I look towards a modern, liberal, westernized worldview in India, which I found. I absolutely love that we have found it, and that is my idea. My idea of India is also a melting point. I'm not a great fan of orthodoxy. I'm not a great fan of this harping about traditions, religion, culture, Purani, Khaya, Hamara ancient glory. I don't look back at all. I don't have fondness for anything ancient. I look forward. I love liberal ideas. I love Western ideas. I'm not an anti-Western person. And I see all of that making India into a melting point where nobody is really like hardcore Hindu or a hardcore Muslim or a hardcore Dalit, Brahmin, and everybody becoming everything. It's kind of, वही जो मैंने भी बोला कि सबको एक डब्बे में डाल दो और ऐसे करके हिला दो तो हम जो बनेंगे वो melting pot जो है. That is what I want to see India to be, a cosmopolitan, multicultural. जैसे हम शहरों में जब होती है तो हमारा अलग सा एक कल्चर होता है, कॉस्मोपॉलिटन जिसको बोलते हैं, और गांव में चले जाते हैं तो दिखता है कि अरे यहाँ तो सब अलग अलग एक पर्टिकुलर के तरह के दिखते हैं या कल्चर होता है. तो वो मुझे वो urbanized, westernized, metropolitan culture अच्छा लगता है. I grew up knowing that every Christmas I have to have my Christmas cake and I have to get my wine. Every Eid I have to have my biryani. दिवाली में मुझे दिवाली मनाना है, दुर्गा पूजा में मुझे नए कपड़े पहनना है, मुझे अपना वो कबाब शबाब खाना है. तो that has been my culture, lifestyle. Nobody told me that if I'm a Hindu, so therefore I don't eat that particular thing, or that I'm a Muslim, therefore I don't eat pork. None of these things were prevalent when I grew up. I did not know so many of these things when I grew up. I didn't know so many of religious festivals also when I grew up. But वो Diwali, Durga Puja, Eid, Dashera, and Christmas. And nobody beat up people for celebrating Christmas. Nobody, when I grew up, no children felt that Christmas is a time to beat up Christians because they are celebrating a Christian festival. It was a fun festival for children. Did I lose my Hindu-ness? Did I lose my culture? I did not. I think it's a false narrative that if you celebrate Christian Christmas on 25th December, you would cease to become a Hindu. भाई तुम दिवाली भी मना सकते हो और तुम क्रिसमस भी मना सकते हो, दोनों ही पॉसिबल है, इस किसी को किसी से खतरा नहीं है. लेकिन ये जो नैरेटिव बनाया जा रहा है, जो कुछ गुंडे जाकर के हर पिछले 8 साल से देख रहे हैं, हर क्रिसमस में कुछ ना कुछ जाकर के किसी पास्टर को, फादर को मार आएंगे या किसी बच्चों को डरा धमका देंगे, किसी स्कूल को अटैक कर देंगे. क्यों क्रिसमस हो रहा है? अच्छा, फिर ये अटैक करने लग जाएंगे, तुम नमाज क्यों पढ़ रहे हो? तुम लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो, सबके लिए लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो भैया. वो जो झांकी लेकर निकलते हैं सड़कों पे जब सावन का महीना आता है, उनका भी लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो, और जो भंडारा करते हैं उनका भी लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो, जो मॉस्क का भी लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो, साउथ इंडियन टेंपल का भी लाउड स्पीकर बंद कर दो. लॉज जो है सबके लिए अप्लाई करो, हेट स्पीच सबके लिए, सबको हेट स्पीच, जो हेट स्पीच दे, सर तन से जुदा हो या मारने काटने की बात हो, सबको कंट्रोल करो. The government and the police should do its job without any religious identity. The government should absolutely be disconnected from any kind of religion. Government should be atheist government. The Prime Minister should not be holding puja part in the parliamentary building doing Bhumi Pujan. He should not be in Varanasi doing Aarti just because he's a Prime Hindu. By at his personal life, his personal identity as a Hindu should remain a personal identity and should not become an identity in the public sphere. I want to see a country where the political leaders do not wear their religion on their sleeves. I want to see a country where religion remains a private matter, and all religious community keep it in their homes. Don't bring it on the streets. Don't bring it at my face so much, their religiosity, be it Hindu or Muslim. That's why I have a problem with the religious orthodoxy of the Muslim community, because they are all the time like Muslim, 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 Muslim. I am Muslim. Mera right hai. Mera hijab pehne ka right hai. Mera minority right hai. But at the same time, we also criticize, so anyway, this is 2 minutes mein yahi ho sakta hai ki I want my idea of India is a diverse, secular, modern, liberal India. I'm not a great fondant of conservative and traditional values and religion and old orthodox ideas. Yeah, so that's
when I started this show, Sanjukta, I thought, we are like completely poles apart, but with your idea of India, I'm there 75-80%. With
yeah, except CA और तुम्हारा वो CA और बालाकोट को छोड़ के बाकी सब हमारा ठीक ही रहा. बाकी वो तुमने वो बालाकोट और CA को छोड़कर बाकी सारा ठीक ही रहा. वहाँ पे थोड़ा ज्यादा heated हो गया.
Right, but we had to be intellectually honest. So Amna, I would like you to wrap it up and just tell us how you felt this episode and this.
Yeah, I think this was the most interesting episode because talking to someone who comes from who has like different ideas than you, and then you can discuss with the person. That's very interesting thing, and I think this could have gone longer if we wouldn't have stopped it. Ab bas band karo.
It could have totally gone longer. My kitten has actually now come.
Oh,
it got up and is like now doing meow meow. बहुत हो गया, अब बंद कर दो.
बस कर. तो बाकी मैं अपने दर्शकों को बोलना चाहूंगी कि आपके फीडबैक का हम वेलकम करते हैं. आप प्लीज बताइए आपको कैसा लगा और आगे किस सब्जेक्ट पे आप चाहेंगे कि हम डिबेट करें या अपने गेस्ट को बुलाएं. एंड काफी मेहनत लगती है. मैं और खालिद अपने पर्सनल लाइफ से, अपने प्रोफेशनल लाइफ से टाइम निकाल करके यहाँ पे आते हैं एंड देन वी डू वर्क हियर. सो उसकी थोड़ा कदर करते हुए लाइक, सब्सक्राइब और शेयर भी कीजिए. एंड दैट्स ऑल फॉर नाउ.
And thank you, Sanjukta, for being our first left of the center intellectual to come up and speak. We appreciate the fact that you're open to dialogue.
No, I'm always open to dialogue. भाई मैं कितने Twitter spaces में कितने लोगों से बात करती हूँ right wing वाले. I have always been like this. It's just that the right wing has recently found out about my views, which is, I don't know, but I had lots of fun. I absolutely had lots of fun.
Same here, same. We hope to get you often more, and then at least it'll be more fun, and we can shout at each other.
Yeah, totally. Okay.
All right, bye-bye. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, both of you, Khalid, Amna. Thank you.
We would love to meet you when we are in Delhi.
Yeah, and Amna, I would like to talk to you about my research also separately.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sanjukta.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, everyone. Bye.